It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. It seems like, yeah, it seems like they just don't get her, which is understandable since she's from different time periods, and it's highly possible that the society from where the Pale Bride is from has changed drastically from the society of where this is taking place since it's been years, definitely. Dear Diary, I got in trouble today, but for the first time, it was my own fault. A little bit, at least. I think sister-in-law was being crazy about it, but I should have known better. Now I write that it looks ridiculous. God, what is living with these people doing to me? The computer console in my room doesn't even have anything in it. I don't just mean it doesn't have all the cartoons I brought from Earth, or any of my books or anything. I mean, there's literally nothing there for me to entertain myself with at all. Nothing. So I thought to myself that maybe sister-in-law might be different, and I checked. It wasn't. So instead, I decided to go check in father's study. Not snooping or anything, just looking on his computer for books. I had thought that it might be bad, but my real father never would have gotten too upset. What could be the harm? I was in there for maybe 10 minutes looking through anything that was written in Korean. There was nothing, by the way. Every single book. Symbols that looked like Chinese characters. Every single one. I think maybe something terrible happened in the past that made all the computer data get deleted, and everybody forgot how to read Korean. And also, they all got really stupid about things. I don't think I'll ever find out why. It just sucks. Anyway, I was only in there for 10 minutes searching through the console when Young-suk arrived. When Young-suk walked in. I thought he was going to get angry, but actually he just acted like he was really scared. He didn't scold me when he dragged me out. He just looked really worried. I only got in trouble when he brought me back to his wife. He told her, "Do you have any idea where she was?" She was in the men's quarters looking through father's computer. Do you have any idea how he would react if he saw that? You're supposed to be watching her. She apologized repeatedly to him. I didn't know what to say. I don't think sister-in-law did either. After he left, she gave me this really long and awful lecture. Why would you go into the men's quarters? Why would you go looking for books? Why must you be so unfidel? Do you really not understand you're a girl? I told her I didn't understand. I mean, of course I'm a girl. But I had no idea what she was talking about. When I told her that, she just lectured at me more. I hate her so much. So, the women's computers are what should you call them? I don't remember. I'm just going to say computers. The women's computers don't have anything on them. But the men's do. So, that means that the women aren't allowed to read books, but the men can. I mean, this is really messed up. This is going way back. Like, they reverted. They didn't progress. They reverted. Okay. This is ridiculous. Okay, dear diary, this nightmare has gone for so long. This nightmare has gone for so long, I think I'm starting to forget what life used to be like. I have a new theory. Mother was wrong about the cryostasis keeping me alive until I could be cured. I think it didn't work at all. I just think I died and went straight to hell. I decided I'm going to write down all the things I used to be able to do just so I can remember. I used to be able to read books. I used to be able to have friends. I used to be able to go to school. I used to be able to leave home. I'd go to the plaza or anywhere else on the ship. I think I even used to be able to be in any part of the house I wanted and talk to visitors as much as I like. I have memories of always spending time with my father and my mother and my brother in the living room. I know my real father thought being respectful was important too, but I don't know. I'm so confused right now. I think he always taught me to be strong and speak up for myself. Yeah, I see the flashing thing right there. We'll get it later. She can wait. Did he really say that? I'm being sarcastic, of course. But the scary thing is, sometimes I really do forget. Sometimes I think if I was just obedient to what sister-in-law tells me to do, it would make things easier. Maybe I should just give in and be passive. Just sometimes. I'm scared though. What if I end up really believing that? Dear Diary, today I found out why the household servant, I still can't believe we have one, why, has been so insistent on teaching me how to cook. Well, she doesn't call it that. She calls it serving meals. A year ago, I wouldn't have thought that sounded sinister. Now I know better. I don't care about this, I told her after the 7th day in a row of her lessons. Can't we do something else? Like, going back to sewing, I always loved cosplay. Let's do that. I know it's not fun, but your sister wants you to learn this too. And take very important. And it is very important. Your father is concerned too, so take it seriously, please, young miss. Don't call me that, I said. I don't remember exactly what I said to prompt her next response, along the lines of, "Why is it important?" or something. I don't remember what I said, just her response, which blew me away. "So you'll make a good wife, of course." Again, I don't remember what I said in response. Maybe I told her that I didn't want to. Maybe I told her that I was too young to care about that. Maybe I said I'd just go marry someone who was good at it himself when it was time to care about that. Whatever I said, she didn't take it seriously. "Don't be silly," she said, as if I was obviously joking. "Your father is really worried about your marriage next year. Now is no time to joke around on the matter." "My what?" I asked her. "Oh my," she said. "He never told you? I'm sorry. Please, forgive me. Pretend I said nothing. I didn't mean to ruin the surprise. I'm sure he'd want to explain the happy news himself." "Are you serious?" I asked. The idea didn't make any sense, but since when did anything in this helm make sense? She said yes. "You're going to be so happy to hear who it is." "He'd better explain," I shouted as I stormed off. "He'd better." The poor, they didn't even tell her why they woke her up. Like, that's so messed up. It's not even funny. Like, I mean, obviously it'd be kind of messed up just have her wake up and just be like, "Hey, we woke you up so you can marry the emperor for us because, like, we totally want to raise our ranks in the nobles. Just so you know." But still, at some point, you have to tell her. She was going to find out eventually. I mean, we're going to wait until the day of the wedding where she's walking down the aisle, where she's getting prepped for a freaking wedding and she has to walk down the aisle and she's like, "Whoa, what?" And she tries to leave because, and then Emperor gets offended and then everything goes wrong. Like, guys, I just wanted to say thanks. Thanks for paying attention to me. It's like I was saying earlier, I just haven't had anyone to talk to in so long. The last time there was anyone around on the ship was the year 322 by my count. It's now, hold on. When I was looking at the family tree, a lot of them said 322 was the year that they died. Let's go back to that after we're done talking to her, because okay, by my count, it's now 944. I mean, do you have any idea how long that is? It wasn't really so bad at first. It was nice to not have to worry about anyone telling me what to do. I could just occupy myself, go through the old logs. But, well, I read quickly. After the first few years, it really started to sink in, the loneliness. Eventually, you sort of get used to it. It feels awful, but you never like it. But you get used to it in ways that sort of scare you. There was a whole 100 years that went by when I didn't even have a single thought. Not one. I just sat there idle. I didn't even notice, I had been feeling particularly, what's the word? Sleepy. I want to say, but that's not right. I guess maybe that doesn't translate. Anyway, the point is, I was in the lazy mood, and I decided to call my clock subroute, and it turned out it had been 3 trillion milliseconds since the last time I'd called it. Scary. Geez, I'm rambling. Sorry. As you can understand, my perception of time is all off. Sorry, I'll shut up. But my point is, I'm really happy to have someone out there. No problem. Oh, so wait. I guess we want, does it matter? I don't remember which one we'll just do this one. Oh, hi. Say, do you mind taking a break for a couple minutes just to chat? Go ahead. Thanks, I appreciate that. Really, I appreciate that you're here. I know you've got ulterior motives. What they are, I'm not really sure, but most people do, and that's alright all the same. I'm glad you're reading these logs, though. Even if you don't really care, it's better than nobody from outside the ship ever seeing them, which is what I thought for sure would happen. Huh. I guess we kind of do have ulterior motives, unless we're trying to find out the password. But, like, the first time I did this, I did read the first when you open, so I didn't know on what a mission that we even had a mission. I was like clueless as to what the heck this was about. So, I'm just gonna do the same answers to this as before, but yeah. So before I was like, ulterior motives, like, what kind of ulterior motives do we have? Do we have any? Should I have read that? You know? Or am I being cynical? If so, my apologies. Please tell me, what do you think, what you've read so far about the Pale Bride? I mean, tragic, obviously. She's definitely not being overly dramatic. She woke up to a whole new place where they were less advanced than where they first, well, from where she was, from the time that she's from. So it's probably like, did I go into the future or did I go into the past? You know, like what? But and then on top of that, they're trying to marry her off. I mean, that's just messed up. Yeah, I'm glad to hear you say that. I'm really glad to hear you say that. Nobody else seems to think so. There's something, well, here, I've added another message for you. Just, well, why don't you read it yourself? We gotta go back. And there's the missing one. At least use my real name! So this means we'll probably find out her name. Well, I already know. We'll probably get the password. Oh, we will get the password in this. Okay, anyway. Dear Diary, this week I tried to convince the old man to put me back into stasis by going on a hunger strike. It didn't work, obviously. On the plus side, at least I figured out where that stupid name they keep calling me came from. Sorry, that last bit was written yesterday. I couldn't bring myself to keep going. I just kept crying. I still would be, but, well, it gets exhausting after a while. I'm too tired to cry. Things aren't going to get any better. They can't get better. I'm not going to get back into stasis. I'll be dead by the time I'm 18. Oh, why did I ever agree to be frozen in the first place? If the future can't make me better, I'd rather die with my family there, at least, rather than these awful Kims. I wonder if they'll realize I was right after I died. Anyway, hunger strike. It was really hard, and I kind of cheated by sneaking into the kitchen while nobody was looking, but it at least convinced Father to listen. Fine, he said, by the fourth dinner time. I'll show you why I can't. Up until he said that, I'd been hopeful. Everything would be fine if he just put me back, I thought, but sorry. I guess I've been trying to write this for 2 days now. It's really hard. Anyway, he took me to go see the egg I hatched from, his stupid name for the stasis pod. When he said hatched, the worst possible thing came to mind. Worse, it turned out to be true. Yep, because he's an idiot. In order to get me out, he had to smash apart the glass with a hammer, because he's an idiot. The pod was still full of shards. All my hope died when I saw that broken glass. Well, number one. I mean, he was obviously too unadvanced to know how to open the stupid thing without breaking it. And number two, breaking it like that, you could have cut her up pretty badly. I wouldn't be surprised if she had gotten cut up a little bit. But this is a story, obviously, so they probably won't mention anything like that. But seriously, it's dangerous. That's dangerous. The time was right to bring you into this world, he said. Lies. 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 Moment of prosperity. Not prosperous. Everything has been reverted back to the old times. Ugh. I don't remember what I said. Something obscene, probably. It wasn't enough. I know it's hard, Pale Bride, but it is for a greater purpose. What was the point of arguing? It was broken and nobody in this awful future would know how to fix the pod now. Because they're idiots. Instead, I argued with what I could. Why do you keep calling me that? I said to him. He responded by pointing at an inscription my real father had left at the pod. A message for me to read when I woke up. So you would think that they would have a lot more information left with her. Like, she has this kind of disease. They'll wig her up until it's fixed. You know? That's sweet and simple. Sweet and simple. Her dad's kind of a little bit of an idiot too. He responded by pointing at an inscription my real father had left had left on the pod a message for me to read when I woke up. The first line was written in Chinese characters, his idea of being fancy, I suppose, but he explained them in Korean underneath. See, the old man told me, the rest is foreign and archaic because they forgot how to read Korean because they're idiots. But it names you at the top, the pale bread. It didn't say that. It didn't say that at all. I shrieked at him in response. You idiot! You moron! You illiterate! Probably, some other things too. I can't remember exactly. I was furious. Are you stupid? That's not how those characters read. It says, to my sick daughter. Sick daughter, sick daughter. You illiterate monster. It says sick daughter. Me. He started to argue, but then stopped. I think he was patronizing me, as if I can't read simple Korean script. He just asked in the smuggest voice, then what should I call you, child? I screamed. I screamed. I already told him 1,000 times before. Chung Ai. My name is Chung Ai. So, yep.